How can we find the value of each of the following without using a calculator? First thing first, we need to put the number under the cube roots into a number to the power of 3. So we know that 0.027 is actually equal to 0.3 to the power of 3. Therefore, we can write down 0.027, the cube roots of 0.027 into the cube root of 0.3 to the power of 3. Then we know that cube root is actually to the power of 1 over 3. Therefore, these two you multiply becomes 1. So the answer that you will get is 0.3. Similarly, we can also put negative 0.008 into negative 0.2 to the power of 3. So, we can write down the cube root of negative 0.008 is actually the cube root of negative 0.2 to the power of 3. So we know that negative 0.2 and then cube root is actually to the power of 1 over 3. So we multiply the power 3 and 1 over 3 and become 1. Therefore, the final answer is negative 0.2. Next, how do we determine the cube root of a number using technological tools? Technological tools here meaning we are using calculator. Okay, using calculator. So in example 16, we need to calculate the value of each of the following by using a calculator. Give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. We're going to use calculator for example 16. Okay, now let's input cube root 24. What do we get? So press shift, this one, and then put in the value 24, and then we have changed the number into decimals. We're going to have 2.88 something something something. Because the question asks us to give our answer correct to 2 decimal places, therefore we just take 2.88. Okay. As for B, we have shift and then negative 104.8. We have negative 4.71 something something something. We just need to have the answer only in 2 decimal points. So we just put negative 4.01. Let's put the number in terms of improper fraction first. So we have negative 11 over 9, and then we have negative 1.069 something something something. So we need only 2 decimal points, so we have negative 1.07, negative 1.07, sorry. Okay. So now we want to estimate the value of the given cube and the cube root of a number. Okay, let's do example 17a first. Let's estimate the value of 4.2 to the power of 3. We know that 4.2 is in between the number 4 and 5. Okay, so we want to know what will be the value when we have 4.2 to the power of 3. So we put to the power of 3 at 4.2. When we do that, we need to do the same thing at 4 to the power of 3 and 5 to the power of 3. This will be easier for us to estimate the value for 4.2 to the power of 3. Okay, so we know that 4 to the power of 3 will give us 64 and 5 to the power of 3 will give us 125. Okay. Therefore, we can say that .23 is actually almost equal to 64. We take this one. For the cube root of a number, we're going to pick two perfect cubes number. For example, we know that 180 is in between 125 and 216. Okay, so now we want to find the cube root of the numbers. Okay, so we put the cube root symbol on each numbers to find the value of that. Okay, therefore, we know that the cube root of 180 is actually in between of the cube root 125, which gives us 5, and then the cube root of 216 will give us 6. Okay, so we know that the cube root of 180 is actually approximately equal to 6. We take this one. For example 17, we take 64 because it is the closest to 4.2 to the power of 3. Okay, so it almost equal to that. Okay, let's moving on to the last part of this topic, which is the application zone. Okay, how do we solve problem involving cube and cube roots? Okay, a sculptor carved a small cube from a wooden cube block that has a side length of 6 cm. If the volume of the remaining wooden block is 189 cm cube, find the length of the small cube that is being removed. So, how can we start to answer this type of question? Okay, first thing first, we need to imagining something. The first step is to draw out the picture from the question. Okay, so they say they have a wooden cube block. So a cube means all the sides have the same length. Okay, jadi you can draw a small cube that has the same side. Okay, so my drawing is not, the side is not the same for my drawing, but then okay, but let's try. Okay, so this is example of a cube. Imagine that they have the same sides. Okay, so now the side of this wooden cube is 6 cm. Okay, each of this 6 cm. Okay, if the volume of the remaining wooden block is 189, find the length of the small cube that is being removed. So you are removing a small part of the big wooden block actually. So Okay, let's find, the first step is to find the volume of the big cube first. Okay, volume of wooden block. Okay, so we need to find the volume of the wooden block before we remove the small cube. Okay, so we have 6 centimeter times 6 centimeter times 6 centimeter. So we have 3 times. So this is actually equal to 6 to the power of 3. 6 to the power of 3 is equal to 216 centimeter cube. Okay, so that is the volume of the wooden block. Next, we want to find the volume of the removed small cube. Okay, so how can we find the volume of the removed small cube? We need to have the big volume 216 minus with the remaining wooden block, which is 189 centimeter cube. So we minus those two, we have 27 centimeter cube. Okay, so this is the volume of the small cube. So we know that, let's say this is your small cube that is being removed from the big wooden block. Okay, so the volume of this small cube is 27 centimeter cube. Now you want to find the length of the side. Okay, so how? To find the length of the small cube, because a cube, every cube has the same side of length. Jadi, to find the volume, nak cari dia tu, kita kena buat apa? We take the cube root of 27. So, take the cube root of 27, we have 3 centimeter each. Okay. So, this is the answer. Okay, last but not least, we want to know how to perform computations involving different operations on square, square roots, cubes, and cube roots. This means they are combining everything in one equation. Okay, let's do example A, example 18, question A first. So we have 0.5 square plus cube root of 1000. Okay, how to perform this computation? The concept of BODMAS still applied to this equation. Okay, you still need to do BODMAS first. Okay, but in this case there's no bracket or whatever, so we can do from left to right. Okay, so 0.5 square will give us 0.25 plus, okay, cube root of 1000 is actually 10. So 0.25 plus 10 is 10.25. So that's for part A. Next, we go to part B. We have negative 3 cube minus square root 64. Okay, so negative 3 to the power of 3 will give us negative 27. Okay, and then minus square root 64 will give us 8. So we have negative 27 and negative 8. Okay, so we have negative, negative. We're going to add the two number, but the sign still remain negative. So 27 plus 8 is 35. So this is the answer. Okay, that's for B. Next, we do for C. We have square root 25 plus negative 0.2 square divide cube root of 0.08. Okay, this one, the concept of BODMAS, we need to apply, for this question, we need to apply the concept of BODMAS first. Okay, so we need to solve this part first. Okay, so we are having, okay, set 25 is 5 plus, okay, negative 0.2 square will give us 0.04. Okay, and then cube root of 0.008 will give us 0.2. Okay, we need to solve this part first. 0.04 divide 0.2 will give us 0.2. Then we can add the two number. 5 plus 0.2 will give us 5.2. Okay, that's for C. Okay, next, the last question. We have the cube root of negative 3 over 8 times square root 36 minus 2 to the power of 3 bracket square. Okay, this one. Let's change this part into improper fractions. So we're going to have negative 3 times 8 is 24. 24 plus 3 is 27. So we have negative 27 over 8. Okay, times set 36 minus 2 to the power of 3 bracket square. Okay, let's solve the cube root of negative 27 over 8 first. Okay, the cube root of negative 27 over 8 will give us negative 3 over 2. Okay, times, okay, now square root 36 will give us 6, and then the cube of 2 to the power of 3 will give us 8, and then bracket square. Okay, we need to solve inside the bracket first. Okay, so 6 minus 8 will give us negative 2 square, and then negative 2 square will give us 4. Okay, then we can solve this. Negative 3 over 2 times 4 will give us 2 over 2 is 1, 4 over 2 is 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So this is the final answer. Okay. Okay, I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you.